Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're just a few minutes away from the start of our cattle show here this year. We'd like to make some brief introductions before we get started. Our beef superintendents this year, Kyle McNeff, Kelly Beck, Courtney Betts, Clark Reuter, Tom Mansky, and Calvin Symes. Our judge today, we're very grateful to have Parker Henley from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Parker serves as a livestock judging team coach, and Dr. Robert Bob Tusek, Podesek, endowed chair fellow at Oklahoma State University. He serves as an extension specialist focused in beef cattle management and youth livestock selection and education. We're very pleased to have him here with us today. Before we get started, I'd like to invite you to please rise, remove cover for our national anthem. We're going to start our show today with our heifer show. Exhibitors will be entering the arena from the north side and will be exiting out when you receive your awards on the south side closest to the announcer's stand. We're going to start this morning with our Angus breed. We have two classes, single entry in each class. Both exhibitors will enter the arena under the direction of our ring help for the selection of breed champion and reserve. Brangus, please be standing by in the makeup area, as well as Chianina.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I got to get out of the office when it's nice. Glad I'm not outside with the way the wind is now, but I'm looking forward to spending the afternoon here judging through the heifers and the steers. It's always fun for me a couple times in the spring to find a few counties that I haven't judged in the state and come and evaluate your cattle. And I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll take our time and we'll enjoy getting to know these young people. But as we start off here, this is technically two class-winning heifers here. They're both single entries. There is a substantial age difference, and we're going to do that several times as we go through the breeds. We might just bring in the class winners all together. I'll talk about them, then I'll identify how we're going to rank them and things like that. So they get there in due time, but we don't have to walk them through the ring an extra 5 or 10 times. So this younger heifer here is an April this young lady has, calf, and I really think this heifer is great from a thickness and power standpoint. You get in top behind her, she's big top, she's big-ended, she's really bold-ribbed, she's got something to her, and I really appreciate that. She's a heifer I'd like to see a little prettier up there about her shoulder and her front end. I'd like to lay it in there a little neater, make her a little longer fronted, maybe even make her a little bigger in her foot size there as well. But she's going to make a tremendous cow because she is very thick and powerful and broad in her build. This heifer back here, the older, the yearling heifer, she's one that's so balanced and feminine and pretty here from the profile. I like how fresh she is as a yearling. She's got a long front end, a good hip and hind leg in her, and yet she's still adequate in terms of her dimension. That's probably where I'd like to see her a little better, is increase her from a dimension and width standpoint, but I love her structure and her balance and her quality. So we only had 2 in this division, so we're going to tie a couple of champions here. I want you to, I know it might seem abrupt, but I'll ask you to clap for our class winners in our divisions. Help us and congratulate these 2 young ladies here, and we'll name our champion in reserve.
Your results in your Angus division. Your breed champion comes out of class number 2, Rylan Fleener, El Huno FFA. Reserve champion comes out of class number 1, Kylie Dietrich, Yukon FFA. We're now ready to move forward to our Brangus division. We have 3 classes, each with a single entry. Looking for 3 exhibitors in Brangus, Chianina. Please be standing by in the makeup area. Hereford and Shorthorn, you as well.
Well, again, this is our Brangus champion lineup here. We have three very different aged heifers. I'll share a few comments about them all. We'll start up here with this summer-born intermediate heifer. She is one that is really highly presented, really nice about her front end. I think she's thick and has a good shape down her top. Really balances up, very quality over here from the profile. Heifer, I'd like to just set down a little on her tail head in motion. She holds that up there, but she's still sound. She's thick enough, and I think really when you get off of them, she's one that's very eye-catching from a quality perspective as well. Young man's heifer out of the second class here is one that's really long-fronted and long-bodied and extended in her kind. I really like that about her. She's got some growth and power to her. She's a heifer I'd like to change a little in her foot structure, maybe deepen her up and level her a little out of her rump there, but I definitely like the look up front. We get into this older heifer here that's got a tremendous body shape. I appreciate how far along bred she is. She's really good in terms of her cow-like features, of her body, her moderation of frame. You know, I'd say this heifer where I'd change her is a little in udder. Her teats are a shade coarse, maybe a little bit gathered there, maybe prettier up a little up through her front end as well there. But that's a pretty nice kind of brood cow in the making. And so as we look out through these three here, they're all very, very nice. I guess to me, the one that hit me is the highest quality and has the most good pieces. I know she's younger, but I like the calf in this division to be our champion. Congratulations, young lady. Then we're going to follow it up with the bred heifer back here out of the older division, and then third will be the fall. Congratulations to you, gentlemen.
We don't have the results now for your Brangus division. Your breed champion comes out of class number 1, Kelby Worthington, banner 4H. Your reserve breed champion comes out of class number 3, Bryson Billieu, Union City, FFA. Out of class 2, congratulations in first place, Bryson Billieu, Union City, FFA. We're now ready to move forward to our Chianina. We have 5 entries in 5 classes, so each class has a single entry. We'll invite those exhibitors into the arena at this time. Hereford, Shorthorn, and Shorthorn Plus. Please be standing by in the makeup area.
All right. Well, there's 5 head in our key division, and they get a little progressively older as we go down the line. There's a lot of differences here in these cattle. I'll share what I would say about them. This young lady up here in the blue, she does a really good job showing. You look very professional and put your heifer together nicely there. She's a young, pretty green heifer. I like how extended and growthy she is in her kind. She looks like she's got a lot of length of body and extension up front. A heifer that's pretty sound and correct in her structure. I'd like to set her down in her tail head, and I'd probably like to make her as big bone and as thick as a few more back here, but she's definitely one that's really green and pretty and nice structured. The gold-colored painted up heifer here is a big bone, thick-made heifer this young lady has. Certainly sound enough as well. She's a heifer that maybe is a little plainer in this lineup, about her front end, down her top line. She maybe doesn't balance up quite as well as a few other ones in this group, but good, stout, thick-made kind of a heifer there. This third heifer in the lineup, she's one that you like from a structure and a body standpoint. She's really correct there, feminine in her kind. She's a heifer, too, that's got a little bit of front end to her and throat there. She could be stoutened up a little in her bone work, but, again, very cowy, very sound, very maternal in her appearance. Just give her a little bigger foot and ankle there as well with a little sharper front end. Then we're getting back here to these 2 older heifers. This first one here, what I like about her and the one behind her is they're really big ribbed, highly presented cattle. They've got a lot of bulk and spread to them. They're cattle that have some bone and feature to them as well, and I appreciate that. This heifer is really nice and long about her front end there, and I think when you put her in motion, she's got a really correct and attractive hip and hind leg to her. I'd like to see her a little better up in her shoulder, and just right in behind her shoulder, she'll pull up just a shade. Then we're going to go back here to this young lady who does a great job showing her heifer and is really trying her hardest to get everything out of this heifer. Again, one that's highly presented. She's big bone. She's really bold-ribbed and powerful in her kind. I love all the dimension she has. I would say that's her attribute in this deal. I'd say a heifer that gets just a little plainer up there through her front end. About her head and her neck, in movement would change just a little bit. And so she's a very good heifer also. So that's how I see these cattle. I think they're all, worthy of winning their class as they did and bring forth several really strong attributes to the table here. Help me and put your hands together for these young people. I'll take one more look and we'll line them up.
Your results in the Chianina breed. Your breed champion comes out of class number 4, Cody Heath from Piedmont, FFA. Reserve breed champion out of class number 5, Ella Danielson, Mustang, FFA. Class 1, first place, Macy McNeff, Mustang, FFA. Class 2, first place, Yemlith Marquez, El Reno, FFA. Class 3, first place, Emma Eisenhower. Congratulations to those exhibitors in our Chianina breed. We have a single entry in our Hereford breed. They're invited into the arena at this time. Shorthorn, please be standing by. There's a single entry in one class. Following Shorthorn, we'll move right into Shorthorn Plus. Please be standing by in the makeup area.
Well, we have a single entry and champion Shorthorn here, so congratulations to you, young lady. This is a beautifully presented, really fresh appearing heifer that's got a nice front end in her. She's real long hipped and smooth made. I really appreciate the way you've brought her and presented her to us here. You know, maybe a heifer I'd like to see just a little bulkier and wider in here behind her, but I think overall love her feminine quality, her maternal look she has. Great job to you.
Your breed champion and first place in class number 1 in the Hereford. Congratulations to Charlie Kinder, Piedmont 4H. We have a single entry in our next division, Shorthorn. They're invited in the arena at this time. Shorthorn Plus, be standing by.
All right. Well, this young man's got his Shorthorn. I was a little ahead of my game there as he was saying that. But got a nice long-sided, trim-made heifer that's nice fronted. I appreciate that, her femininity. I'd like to see her maybe just a little bigger bone with a little more body to her. This young man does a good job as well. Congratulations to you on your champion.
Your breed champion in Shorthorn as well as first place in class number 1. Congratulations to Dalton Garcia, El Reno FFA. Moving ahead to Shorthorn Plus, we have 2 entries in class number 1.
Well, as we get in our plus heifers here, we're going to have a class of 2, and then we'll bring in a couple more single entries to evaluate for champion. So just these 2, I've elected to go with the red roan here. The red heifer's extra rib and body and just natural spread and dimension when you get in behind her is what wins out. I think she's just got a little nicer look here from the profile. She's not as heavy bone as the one in second or as long-necked, but I think just her rib, her flushing ability, her strength to her top line is where I land. I love the bone, the neck of this black and white bellied heifer here, really sharp fronted. Again, I'd like to see her a little fuller in her heart and her full rib, strengthen her up a little down her top line. Good job to everybody there.
Here are the results of the class number 1 in Shorthorn Plus. Congratulations. In first place, Kelby Worthington Banner 4H. In second place, congratulations to Cruz Garcia Banner 4H. We have a single entry in class number 2 and a single entry in class number 3. We're going to invite both of those exhibitors into the arena at this time. We will continue to show for Shorthorn Plus Breed Champion and Reserve.
Well, here in our plus division, we've already talked about our first class winner there, a really bold rib, moderate sized heifer that's pretty sound. Maybe not the stoutest bone or the longest neck, but a good solid heifer there. The second, the spotted up one there, is an outlier in this group for bone and muscle and thickness. She's really stout featured and broad and dimensional in her kind. I really like that about her and all the power she brings. She's a little bigger shouldered, maybe a little tighter moving, but I think it's still plenty acceptable. And then we've got this white-tailed heifer here in the back, the red one, that's so long-fronted, fresh conditioned, and smooth-made in her kind, really sound, structured type of a female that gives you a good look. She's one that maybe you'd like to see a little stouter all the way through, but I think for a junior yearling at this time of the year is fresh and very, very correct in her feet and leg structure. So it's a good lineup of them. I think they're all very deserving. There's different kinds. To me, I'll reward this older heifer is going to be our champion right here. We're going to follow it up with reserve with the spotted one, and third will be the youngest heifer there. Congratulations to all these 3 young people.
Your breed champion in Shorthorn Plus, congratulations. Comes out of class number 3, Caden Worthington Banner 4H. Your reserve champion comes out of class number 2. Congratulations to Caden Worthington Banner 4H. We're now ready for our next class, Simmental Influence. We have 4 entries. We have 1 exhibitor in class number 1, 2 exhibitors in class number 2, and a single entry in class number 3.
Okay, well, this division here has got 4 really nice heifers, and they're probably as close as any of them all the way down the lineup, and there's really not a bad one out here. The red heifer up here in the front, the youngest heifer calf in the group, she's got big pieces. She's really long-necked, she's really big-hipped, and she's wide constructed and has a lot of dimension to her. Does everything quite fit together is where I was trying to get my read from her shoulder into her forerib, kind of her tail head. She's got all these big parts. I wish she just maybe a little tidier and smoother everywhere, but I think definitely one that's got a lot of breeding value to her as well. The black heifer out of the second class, real pretty, sound, smooth, long-hipped heifer that travels and goes really correctly off either end. She's sound, and I appreciate that in her. She's a heifer. I'm just wondering if she has enough to her when you get behind her compared to these other ones from a bulk and body and rib standpoint, but I definitely like her structure and her balance here. This baldy heifer here, that's another February coming yearling here. This is a long-fronted, big-ribbed heifer here that's got a lot to her and yet still has a pretty good look here from the profile. This heifer is one of those I'd love to see her tailhead set down into her a little bit, but I think she's one that you got to appreciate for a combination of dimension with still being athletic and pretty correct in her structure there as well. Then we're going to go to this older summer-born May, June type heifer here that's a little further along in calf. She's a nice fronted heifer that's really thick-made and powerful. I appreciate that. Moderate-sized heifer. I'd probably like to see at this age a little more length and extension to her, and maybe one I'd like to see a little stouter in her foot size relative to the amount of muscle she has up high, but definitely a clean-fronted, big-topped heifer that's moderate size. So, again, pretty close decision all the way down through this lineup. Help me congratulate these young people for coming to the fair and getting them shown and put together here. I'll let them set up and take another look, and I'll shake the hand of your champion and reserve in this division.
With your results out of the Simmental Influence, your breed champion comes out of class number 2. Also first place in that class, Charlie Mock, Yukon FFA. Your reserve champion also comes out of class number 2, Rylan Fleenor of El Reno FFA, placing Let me start over. In Simmental Influence, your breed champion did come out of class number 2, but it was Rylan Fleenor out of El Reno FFA. And your reserve breed champion was Charlie Mock, Yukon FFA. First place out of class number 1 is Carla Pettigrew, Miller 4H. And first place out of class number 3, Kit Pettigrew, Miller 4H. We have a single entry in ARB. ORB has 6 entries in 6 classes. Please be making your way into the makeup area at this time.
Well, we just got a single entry ARB heifer, a gold one that looks big boned and thick and rugged in her kind. I really like that about her. Young man does a nice job. Again, maybe not the prettiest up front, but maybe the territory we're in. I'd also just set her down a little bit tail head, how it pops up just a shade, but I think a pretty good kind of a heifer here to win this division. Good job to you, buddy. Congratulations.
Your champion out of ARB comes out of the only class, Cody Heath, Piedmont FFA. We have 6 entries in ORB in 6 classes, each one with a single entry. We'll invite those exhibitors into the arena at this time. Following ORB, we'll go right into our commercial division and have your commercial heifers making their way into the makeup area at this time.
All right. Well, this division will be our other registered breeds, and we've got 6 class winners out here. So I'll just be brief. I won't try to talk too long. The high mane heifer that wins the first class, she's the really hairy, nice fronted, kind of thick made heifer here that's got a lot of look to her. She's a heifer that a little clubbier look to her than maybe some of these back here. I'd like to just square her front feet up just a little bit, change her a little out of her rump, but I think that's heifer's got some neat parts. The other high mane heifer behind her is a big bone, stretchy, long-sided heifer here with some extension up front. I'd like to see her maybe just a little bolder and deeper in her rib, maybe a little more coordinated when she moves. She maybe just gets a little awkward there, but I think she's still sound enough. Then we have a purebred Simmental, a January here. It's a big, ready heifer that's long-fronted and has some thickness to her. She's a heifer I'd like to change a little structurally when she goes. She probably works up a little in her top line. She's maybe just not as comfortable there in how she moves, but I definitely like the power that she has. A Lemmy heifer directly behind her here, really sound, structured, green, and fresh conditioned heifer that gets around and travels very comfortably. Probably the best structured one of the lineup with a really nice body type and rib to her. She's not the thickest one of this bunch, but she's adequate. Then we're going to go back here to another purebred Simmental that's pretty far along in calf and is big ribbed and wide made and has a lot of dimension to her. I'd like to see her move a little sounder. As she goes away from me, she steps a little outside of herself there, but definitely has a lot of power. Then we'll close, or the last class winner down here. We got a real long, level, angular type of a heifer that's got some extension. She's one I'd like to see a little bolder and wider. Maybe I'd like to change her hind leg as well. So got a good lineup. They're definitely not comparing apples to apples here, but definitely I think there's some good cattle with a lot of trade-offs in them here. Congratulations to all of you. Put your hands together. I'll take one more look and we'll find our grand in reserve.
We'll have your results now for ORB. Your breed champion, congratulations, comes out of class number 4. Callan Kinder, Piedmont 4H. Your reserve breed champion comes out of class number 1, Lana Danielson, Mustang FFA. First place out of class number 2, Macy McNeff, Mustang FFA. First place out of class number 3, Morgan Mock, Yukon 4H. First place out of class number 5, Morgan Mock, Yukon 4H. First place out of class number 6, Nora Turner, Yukon FFA. We're now showing commercial. Please make sure all your commercial animals are in the makeup area at this time. We have 2 entries in class number 1. I'd like to remind everybody behind the announcer stand here, Sun Cattle Company concession stand is open all day for you. Go over and get some great food. It's the same restaurant that you can find in downtown Oklahoma City. That's Sun Cattle Company. They're open here all day long. Attention commercial exhibitors, we're going to invite all exhibitors to come in. All exhibitors to come in. As we finish up with the commercial, I would like to remind all of our reserve champion exhibitors to please be standing by in the makeup area, as well as the remaining draw 3 through 6.
Well, our commercial division, we've got several cattle out here, 7 of them. We have 6 class winners, and I believe these first 2 are technically in the program as a pair here up front. And I'll talk about them, and we'll get that officiated as we go down. This black and white heifer up here in the front, I like her bone, her stoutness, a feature, her look up front. I think she's got a little bigger hip in her than you give her credit for. Today, she doesn't hook up right behind her shoulder as nicely, and everything doesn't fit together. But I actually think there's a lot of good in that heifer from a foot size and structure standpoint. The heifer behind her in that first class is a long-fronted, long-sided heifer that's got some shape and muscle. I wish her forerib shape was a little bolder and deeper. Maybe I'd just soften her up a little in her structure there. And so that was a nice pair of heifers, and we're going to kind of keep judging them. But my way of officiating that pair in the first class, the young lady would have the class winner, and that one would be the second there. And so as we work through the lineup, that's the way we'll continue on. As we go back to our third class winner, this nice, clean fronted heifer the young lady has is sharp there and pretty and fresh in her condition. I'd like to change that heifer a little out of her hip and in her hind leg as she goes in motion there. She wants to get a little tight. The next heifer is a little different flavor. She looks like more of a club calf, kind of show steer making potential cow. Very thick, very big ribbed, very wide made and chunky in her kind. With that, she's not as feminine and ladylike up to her front end, maybe not just as loose structured as a few, but I really like her outline pieces from bone, dimension, width, and power there. The little red heifer here, she's a sharp-fronted, big-ribbed heifer that's got a lot of muscle to her, a lot of dimension. I appreciate that in her. She's actually looks like she's showing a little udder development already. I appreciate that. Sound structured heifer. One I'd say would change her just right in behind her shoulder there. She gets a little off and easy there. Maybe make her a little bigger in her kind, but I think moderate-sized cows are certainly okay. This next one in the lineup is a big-bodied, heavy-boned heifer. She's sure sound enough, structured, and has enough to her. I wonder if she just has as much eye-catching things that a few of them in front of her does. A little more chest. She's a little off out of her tail head. Her teats are a shade gather. So little things that hurt her balance, but I think she's certainly very functional. And then we've got this older heifer here that's very sharply presented. She's a clean-fronted, alert heifer that's got a lot of look to her and body and rib and mass. When she's standing here, I think she looks like a big, smooth, angular breeding heifer that certainly looks the part. I wish in motion she gets just a little tight in her spine, maybe pulls her hock in from behind a little bit, but definitely just kind judging across the ring, you should like the big kind of breeding heifer look she has, the flushing ability, the quality she possesses as well. So lots of different shapes and sizes and kinds. I certainly think that you could pick which one fits your priorities, and I think there's things and positives to weigh out in all of them. I'll take another look, but we'll go down the line and line these cattle up. But let's congratulate these young people here in the commercial division.
Your results in commercial. Your breed champion comes out of class number 6, Charlie Mock, Yukon, FFA. Reserve breed champion comes out of class number 4, Macy McNeff, Mustang, FFA. Out of class number 1, first place, congratulations to Dason Henson, Maple 4-H. Second place, Yemlith Marquez, El Reno, FFA. First place out of class number 2, Rylan Fleener. First place out of class number 3, Ella Danielson. First place out of class number 5, Leighton Wedman. We'll have our champions and reserve champions begin checking in at the entry gate. We're going to pause for just a couple of seconds and get our sale lineup order in ready order.
Do you want one, or you want me to do it?
Your breed champions entering the arena out of Angus, Rylan Fleener, El Reno, FFA. Brangus champion, Kelby Worthington, Banner, 4-H. Chianina breed champion, Cody Heath, Piedmont, FFA. Breed champion, Hereford, Charlie Kinder, Piedmont, 4-H. Breed champion, Shorthorn, Dalton Garcia, El Reno, FFA. Breed champion, Shorthorn Plus, Caden Worthington, Banner, 4-H. Breed champion, Simmental Influence, Rylan Fleener, El Reno, FFA. Breed champion, ARB, Cody Heath, Piedmont, FFA. Breed champion, ORB, Callan Kinder, Piedmont, 4-H. And breed champion commercial, Charlie Mock, Yukon, FFA.
All right. Well, in our supreme lineup here, you have to bear with me as we get done talking, but we'll go fairly deep down into the sale order here and continue to line them up. But a tremendous group of cattle out here, and I've liked to get to know several of these young people and have seen some of them throughout the state, and so they've done a tremendous job. I want you all to put your hands together, congratulate all of our breed winners here. A nice round of applause. We have a few more, we have steers to go through, obviously, but I would be remiss if I didn't thank and on behalf of all the young people, congratulate all the volunteers and the people that have put together this premium auction and got the show going together. Thank you. Started a nice round of applause, but we'll finish it with a good clap here. Congratulations, and thank you all. Very good lineup of them, and it's great to see all these young people working with projects and animals. There's no better spot. And so just a couple of comments I made all the way through here. If you weren't here, but a pretty Angus up here. It's got a lot of look. I believe the young lady with her Simmental, right? You had the Angus as well. You've had a good day, all right, there. So she had a couple of division winners, but a real nice balanced Angus heifer and a Brangus there that I thought was just the highest quality in that that group. Then we got into a key division that had a pair of stout and hairy and ready to go heifers, kind of like this one, where I thought this heifer was a little sounder and a little nicer fronted here. But I still said we'd change a little structurally in that group, but I certainly love her power and her mass. Beautiful Hereford here that's really sound and correct in her feet and legs, and very maternal in her look. A really fresh and angular type of a female there. A Shorthorn that was his lone entry that is sharp-fronted and long-sided, but maybe could use a little more dimension to her. Plus heifer here that won that division because she was so fresh and well shown by that young man. I thought he really just worked his way up there to win that group. We mentioned this young lady, Simmental here. She's stout. She's got a good look to her. Adequate in terms of structure. We talked about maybe changing her a little there out of her top line. And an ARB here. Had to get my terminology correct. Big boned and rugged. A little American influence. Gets a little plainer up front, but I think definitely very, very solid here. The ORB, I guess, the Lemmy here we landed on, super sound and fresh and feminine in her kind, that won that division. And then our commercial here is a big rib, thick made heifer, a big ribbed heifer that's neat up front, but I wish she was a little thicker made and a little truer going away. But I do love her body and her look up front there. So we got a good lineup of these cattle here. They're tremendous heifers with a lot of breeding value to them. Congratulations to all of you all. Keep working and hard. What I will draw you all's attention to, look how many sharp-dressed young people there are out here that have presented themselves in a great way. Congratulations to you. Keep working forward.
Your grand champion heifer at the 2025 Canadian County Junior Livestock Show. It comes out of the Hereford is Charlie Kinder, Piedmont 4-H. Your reserve grand champion comes out of Chianina, Cody Heath, Piedmont FFA.
Okay, and then did he pull ARB Cody Heath?
Draw 3 comes out of the Chianina, Ella Danielson, Mustang FFA.
Yeah, we're done now.
Draw 3 is also your bronze grand champion. Exhibitors, as your name is called and you exit the arena, please make sure you give one of the arena help your blue card. Make sure you have your blue card with you as you enter the arena and hand it off as your name is called. Draw 4 comes out of the Simmental Influence, Rylan Fleener, El Reno FFA. Draw 5 comes out of the commercial. Congratulations, Charlie Mock, Yukon FFA.
Come out. No, that's his ORB.
Charlie Mock, Simmental Influence will need to come out of the arena, please.
It did.
Draw 6 is out of the ORB, Callan Kinder, Piedmont 4H. Draw 7 comes out of the commercial. Congratulations to Macy McNeff, Mustang FFA. We'll now continue on selecting 7 alternates. We'd like to invite Ella Danielson into the arena with her commercial.
Leighton Wedman. Leighton Wedman.
We're going to invite Leighton Wedman into the arena for the commercial. Our first alternate comes out of the ORB, Lana Danielson, Mustang FFA. We're going to invite Morgan Mock with his ORB back into the arena. Our second alternate comes out of the Chianina, Emma Eisenhower, El Reno FFA. We'd like to invite Yamalith Marquez into the arena. As she makes her way into the arena, I do want to recognize our green and reserve green champion heifer buckles presented by P&K Equipment. Green and bronze champion banners are sponsored by Premier Reds. Reserve green champion heifer banner is sponsored by Worthington Cattle Company. Breed and reserve breed heifer banners are sponsored by Builderback Cattle Company. Thank you for your sponsorship of this year's show. Second call for Yamalith Marquez and her Chianina. Our third alternate comes out of the Shorthorn Plus. Congratulations to Caden Worthington, banner 4H. Simmental Influence is your fourth alternate, Kit Pettigrew, Miller 4H. We'd like to invite Kyler Pettigrew with the Simmental Influence into the arena at this time.
12.
Your fifth alternate comes also out of the Simmental Influence, and I just had let him announce him to come in. Kyler Pettigrew, Miller 4H.
And then is that
Sixth alternate comes out of ORB, Morgan Mock, Yukon 4H. Your seventh alternate, congratulations to Kelby Worthington and her Brangus from Banner 4-H. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for all of our heifer exhibitors here at the 2025 Canadian County Junior Livestock Show. We're going to pause for about 10 minutes to allow our exhibitors to settle their heifers and get their steers ready. We'll return back at approximately 4:35. While we're on this 10-minute break, I invite you to go behind the announcer stand and take a look at all the goodies from Sun Cattle Company. They have got a great menu of wonderful items, all the way from a steak burger to an onion cheeseburger. You can get a giant pickle and anything to your heart's delight. Go visit the Sun Cattle Company right behind the announcer stand. we'll be ready to get started back here in just a few minutes. We're going to start off with our prospect steer. Following that, we're going to move right into market steers. We have a single entry in Angus, 3 entries in the Charlet, 3 entries in the Chianina, 4 entries in Hereford. That'll get you started, be getting your way to the makeup area at this time. Immediately following the selection of Grand Champion steer, we will offer Showmanship for junior, intermediate, and senior divisions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to get started here with our steer show this afternoon. We have a single entry in the prospects. We'll invite that exhibitor into the arena at this time. We'll also remind you the Grand Reserve Grand Champion Prospect Buckle is presented by P&K Equipment.
All right, well, we're back going here, and we're going to start off with a single prospect steer that's going to be our champion in this division. A little Charlet cross steer here, real big top, big hip steer that's got a good look to him. We're getting him broke, and he's doing a really good job. Good job showing him here. You got him put together really nicely. That steer's got a lot of future to him. Congratulations, buddy.
In the Prospect Steers, your breed champion in the AOB is Maddox Shout Piedmont 4H. He will also be the grand champion Prospect Steer. Matt. We're not moving into the market steers. We have a single entry in Angus. Charlotte and Chianina, please be standing by in the makeup area and check in at the entry gate.
Well, this is a single entry in the Angus division here. A steer, I told her, she said was weighing a little over 1,300 pounds. He's on a good track for the city, and he's a good-bodied, well-finished steer. I like that about him. He's got some muscle to him, got a good look. If I were going to change him, I'd just set that knee back into him a little bit. He wants to kind of shake it over there, change him a little up front. But he's a good steer. You've done a good job feeding him. Congratulations.
Your class winner is also your breed Angus champion. Congratulations to Brooklyn Beans, Yukon FFA. We have 3 entries in 2 classes in Charlotte. We have 2 exhibitors in Class 1 and 1 exhibitor in Class 2. Chianina, please check in. Looking for 3 total entries.
Okay, well, this class has 2 steers of these young people, and they're both doing a good job. This young lady up here told me her steer's a handful, but he's a good steer, and he's going to win this class, all right? I like this steer's look up front. I like his just presence and balance he brings to the table in this class. He's still got a big old rump and hip in him there. You're doing a good job. Keep getting him show broke there. You know, I'd change him a little out of his hip and hind leg in motion there a bit, but still a good-looking, heavy-muscled 1,100 and 1,200 pound calf there. Congratulations to you. This next steer here's got a little more finish on him than the one that wins the class. I appreciate that. He's a big rib, soggy made kind of a steer. I wish this steer had the balance and the eye appeal, the extra bone and width that the little the first steer there did. So congratulations to both those young people. Well-fed, well-shown steers there to be first and second.
The results out of class number 1 in first place. First place is Collins Cooper, Miller 4H, and in second place, Kit Pettigrew, Miller 4H. We'll now invite the single entry of Class 2 into the arena.
Okay, well, we're going to evaluate for our champion, Charlet. But before I do, I want to talk about the gold steer as an individual because he's a class winner. And then we'll talk about him from a comparative standpoint as well. What the gold steer has is some really good things. He's really big ribbed and he's good bodied. He's just tremendously broad and dense through the center portion of him there. I like the finish that he has. I like that he's got up to upper 13s at least there. That's certainly very good. Where I'd like to see this steer a little different is I'd like to make him a little longer fronted. And then specifically in motion, he looks a little uncomfortable, maybe like he's got a little hesitant here off this hind leg, maybe gets a little awkward as he goes there. That's where I'd change that steer, but I appreciate that he's a big, heavyweight, bold-ribbed one. Now, when you compare him back here, certainly just from this perspective, the silver one up here is really eye-catching from a balance standpoint, from his look, his bone, just the natural presence that he has. He's a heavy muscled steer as well. I mentioned in him, I wish he were a little bigger in terms of market weight, but, I think there's some things that you've got to consider. The bigger calf back here that's got more to him, that's a little uncomfortable moving, or the lighter calf that's got a good look with a little extra muscle shape to him. And so certainly a little back and forth there to me. I definitely like cattle to be of appropriate market weight. But in this specific situation, the one I think needs to win is going to be this silver calf up here in the front. Congratulations to you. Stay right here. We're going to keep picking, okay?
Your breed champion in the Charolais, congratulations to Collins Cooper, Miller 4H. Congratulations to your reserve breed champion in the Charolais, Kenzie Woods, Mustang FFA. We're now ready to move on to Chianina. We have 3 classes, a single entry in each class. Following Chianina, we'll be moving right along into Hereford, looking for 4 total entries, and then Shorthorn with 3 entries. Following Shorthorn will be ARB with 9 entries.
This is 3 of your classes. Okay, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Okay.
All
right. Well, here in our key breed, we have 3 individual class winners, so we'll treat that as a division drive and congratulate these young people. The young man's, I think, 1,200-pound steer up here in the front. What I like about this steer is how big his top is, how big his rump is. He is a long-bodied, muscular steer that's got a lot of shape and power to him. I really like that. If I were going to change this guy a little bit, it might be structurally. I'd set him back a little in his knee, change up his rear feet there just a little bit as well. So a good old calf there, though, young man has. The steer out of the second class, he's a very big featured steer, an eye-catching steer that's long-necked, really big boned and hairy, and he's got a real quality look here from the profile. I love that about him. I think that steer all clipped out would certainly look very sharp here from the profile. A steer that maybe what I would change a little bit is movement. He wants to get up just a little in his back and get a little hesitant and tender there on his feet, but that's where I would change him, but it's definitely a big bone, good-looking calf. And then we got a big heavyweight steer back here that's very muscular and wide and thick and is well-finished. He's actually a pretty sound-structured steer when you put him in motion as well, and gets around and travels well. You know, he's got a little tail head. That's where I'd like to change him, maybe make him just a little bigger footed, but definitely a good carcass steer there out of the third class with still enough style and balance. So these are very good cattle, like I've done all day. I'd like you to put your hands together and congratulate our key market steer exhibitors, and then I'll go line them up from first to third.
Your results in the Chianina. Your breed champion comes out of class number 3 in Eisenhower El Reno FFA. Reserve breed champion out of class number 2, Carson Young, 4-H Tough Riders. First place out of class number 1, congratulations to Kyler Pettigrew Miller, 4-H. We're now ready to move forward with our Hereford. We have a single entry in class number 1 and 3 entries in class number 2. Shorthorn, please check in at the entry gate and be standing by.
This calf weight? Well, we've got a single entry Hereford here in the 12s, and we'll have him come back in the ring in a minute. A steer that's really good bodied and has an appropriate amount of finish on him. I like that. Sound structured steer. Maybe I'd like to extend him out in his growth curve, make him a little cleaner up to his front end, but I definitely like his structure, his body type, and the amount of finish he has. Good job.
Out of Class 1 in first place, congratulations to Leighton Redman, El Reno FFA. We're now moving on to Class number 2, looking for 3 exhibitors. This will be your second call for a Shorthorn. We'll have 2 entries in Class 1 and 1 entry in Class 2.
Well, this is a really good class of Hereford steers here, and we get cattle up here in the 13s, and all three of them have a lot of good to them, and a lot of quality. And so, my compliments to all these exhibitors. I think the official placing here certainly gets tight, but I do think we need to start with this steer right here. This young man has. He is the best looking, the most muscular calf of the group. He's just really put together nicely here from the profile with a sharp look up front. Pretty good Hereford steer there to lead off. And he's a little shorter striding, and that's where a calf behind him has an advantage there. But that calf's pretty tough and needs to win this group. We're going to go with this young man here next. I really think the next two steers are pretty similar in their kind. They're both big rib, moderate, thick cattle, and one's a little more clipped than the other one. I went with the structural integrity of this calf. Next here, a young man has. He's a real sound, loose structured, well finished steer. He's probably the best structured of the group. Change him. I'd just clean him up there in his chest a little bit, make him a little nicer to run with that one, but a good old steer to be second there. And then this one, similar comments, big ribbed and thick, a little chunkier fronted, and I thought between the pair that were very similar, he gets a little more hesitant in motion of those two, but good steers there. Congratulations to all those young people.
The results out of class number 2. In first place, congratulations to Cutter Bow Maple 4H. In second place, congratulations to Mason Shout Piedmont 4H. In third place, congratulations to Caitlin Patterson Mustang FFA. We'll bring these animals back in for the selection of breed, champion, and reserve and pre-sale selection. Shorthorn, this is your final call. Check in if you haven't done so. We're looking for 3 total entries.
Well, here in our Hereford Drive, we've got just 2 classes, a nice little lightweight steer here, and then that really nice class. Both these young men are doing a good job. This young man, he's pretty sharp dressed here and put his steer together nicely. Good lineup, but we're going to go fairly deep in this second class here, but you'll be champion for now. Congratulations, buddy.
Your breed champion Hereford comes out of class number 2, Cutter Bow Maple 4H. Reserve breed champion, also out of class number 2, Mason Shout Piedmont 4H. In this pre-sale selection, Caitlin Patterson is selected as draw 3 and Leighton Wedman as draw 4. We're now ready to move on. We have 2 exhibitors in class number 1 of our Shorthorn and 1 exhibitor in class 2. AOB, this is your second call with 9 entries. Be making your way up into the makeup area at this time. We're now showing class 1 of Shorthorn.
Well, this pair of steers here, neither of them are wanting to act the best, but I'm going to go with this lighter colored kind of paint steer here. I think he's just a little sharper up front. He's a little bigger topped, a little thicker made in his construction here, and he still balances up really nicely from the profile. I'd like to change him off that hind leg there. He gets a little tight moving, kind of roaches up a little in his top line, but he's certainly a muscular, cool-fronted calf. This next steer is bigger bodied. He's got a little more finish on him. He gets out and goes really nicely there. I'd like to see him maybe just a little cleaner fronted or a little stouter from behind, but a good old steer there that's well finished and good body. Congratulations.
Your results are the class number 1. In first place, congratulations to Kit Pettigrew, Miller 4H. In second place, congratulations to Hudson Cooper, Maple 4H. We're going to bring in our single entry in class number 2.
Okay, well, here in our champion Shorthorn lineup, we've had our paint steer that won our first class that we've already talked about, and then this single entry unclipped steer here out of the second class that's in the 13s. This is a nice steer. He's very thick and wide when you get in behind him. He actually has a really nice even finish on him too. He's about ready there from a composition standpoint. He's still a long-fronted steer that's got a big old rump and hip in him. As well. He gets around and travels very comfortably. Good enough here is what I would say. And so that's a pretty good shorthorn steer there in the back. I appreciate this one's really presented nicely. But I think the market steer of this bunch is this big one right here. He'll be our champion in the shorthorn division. You'll be reserved.
Results in the Shorthorn division. Your breed champion comes out of class number 2. Also your class winner, Maddox Shout, Piedmont 4H. Reserve breed champion comes out of class number 1, Kit Pettigrew, Miller 4H. We're now ready to move on to AOB. We have 9 entries. In class 1, 2, and 3, we have single entries. In class 4, we have 3 entries. And in class 5, we have 3 entries.
Okay, well, we just have a single entry blue calf here. Looks to be pretty sound and big topped and muscular. I really appreciate that. A good steer to be a class winner here. Keep talking about him in a minute. Congratulations.
Your results in Class 1 was a scratch. This is Class 2. Results out of Class 2, first place, congratulations to Matthew Edwards, Yukon FFA. We'll now bring in Class 3.
Another single entry here. This young lady's going to bring around, but a pretty Bronco-headed calf that's got a big top. I did get my hands on him. There's some shape there and muscle, and he's starting to lay on some finish. A really nice kind of a steer here to be a single entry. We'll talk more about him in the Grand Drive. Good job.
Your results out of Class number 3, congratulations to Allie Lovelace, Mustang FFA. We have 3 entries in Class number 4. And 3 entries in Class number 5. Now entering the arena is Class 4. Class 5, be standing by. We want to make a barn announcement as Class 4 of AOB comes into the arena. Crossbreed, we have 6 total entries. We have 1 entry in Class 1, 2, and 3, and 3 entries in Class 4. This will be your first call.
All right, well, here in this class, we got three. Some of the harder work I've had to do today. There's a pair of nice steers up here. I'll use the one with the little white on his head to win this class. I think he's a long-strided, good-looking steer here from the profile. He's still got some muscle and width and thickness to him. I like his extra length of body, his extra length of neck and bone work compared to the second-place steer there. A good, solid steer. He maybe gets a little narrower tracking from behind, and he's a little full and maybe a little bloated today there on that left side. But I think still a really nice kind of a calf that's certainly big-footed, sound, and good-looking. Like I said, just want to make him a little wider going away, maybe free him up of that bloat there. This next steer is a dense-bodied, big-ribbed calf. He's got a good old shape down his top and out through his hip. I thought it was close because of that. He gets a little more compact up front, gets just a little straighter and tighter moving, but I think that's a good market steer there with a big top and a good appropriate amount of finish on him as well there. Congratulations to you. This next steer here is a little sharper fronted. He's a little longer sided than that one right ahead of him there. Appreciate that. He's a calf that doesn't have the balance, though, because he comes up a little shallow in his flank. I'd also like to see him a little bigger topped and thicker made as well. Good job to you.
Your results out of class number 4. First place, congratulations, Tatum Howard Mustang FFA. In second place, congratulations to Kenley Martinez Mustang FFA. And third place, congratulations to Hudson Cooper Maple 4H. We're now showing our final class of AOB, looking for 3 exhibitors. Following this class, we will show for breed champion and reserve, as well as the pre-sale order.
Okay, well, this a good class here. This little shaver's got him a yellow calf that's going to win this group. He's really long fronted. He's a big top steer. He's got a good look to him from the profile. Young man's doing a good job with that steer. Talk a little more about him when he comes back there. Good work. I want to look closer here. I went with the better bodied, kind of smoother finished steer the young lady has there. I thought maybe just movement wise was a little longer striding as well. I'd like to see him a little bigger boned and a little thicker. This calf's got a muscle advantage here. He's a little bigger topped and thicker made. He gets the rock in the front there in his knee. I'd like to just make him a little sounder, maybe a little deeper bodied, smooth him out. But overall, good job to everybody there. Very competitive class.
Results are the class number 5 in first place. Congratulations to Kyler Pettigrew, Miller 4H. In second place, congratulations to Blakely Beams, Miller 4H. Third place, congratulations to Caleb Cope, Mustang FFA. We'll now bring our class winners into the arena for ARB Breed Champion and Reserve.
All right, well, this is a good lineup and a good division. Congratulations to y'all here. Some good cattle. We've got 4 classes out here. The Blue Roan steer won the first class. He's a long, trim-made steer. He's a little further from his end point, and I'd probably like to just see him a little more robust in his body, maybe just deepen him up and get him to a bigger, heavier weight. The brockle-headed calf, he's nice-haired, he's big-bodied. I talked about him having a nice top in him there. You know, that steer you could maybe make just a little prettier headed. He maybe gets just a little longer there. I'd maybe stouten him up a little in his bone work as well. But he's a good, solid steer that's right in the mix there. The next class winner is this big old hairy, big bone, long-bodied steer that gets out and travels, that's got a good look here from the profile. He won that class because he's got a little more extension, a little more length up front. Talked about maybe just making him track a little square. A little black steer over there that was second to him that's thick and moderate and chunky, has a lot of muscle and terminal merit, maybe gets a little plainer. And then we had this last class here. We had this yellow calf that's really long fronted, really good hip and hind leg in that calf and a good top in him. I know a steer, I'd maybe just change a little up there in his front end. Times he wants to search a little bit. That's pretty minor, though. That steer is a stout and really good looking and has reached a heavy weight. Young man, you got our champion in this division. Good job, pal.
AOB Breed Champion comes out of class number 5. Congratulations to Kyler Pettigrew, Miller 4H. Reserve Breed Champion comes out of class number 4. Congratulations to Tatum Howard, Mustang FFA. Draw 3, Kenley Martinez, Mustang FFA.
You need Hudson too.
Draw 4, Allie Lovelace, Mustang, FFA. Draw 5 out of Class 4, Hudson Cooper, Maple 4H. Draw 6 out of Class number 5, Blakely Beams, Miller 4H. Draw 7 out of Class number 5, Caleb Cope, Mustang, FFA. Draw 8 out of Class number 2, Matthew Edwards, Yukon, FFA. We're now ready for our crossbred, looking for 6 entries. We have a single entry in Class number 1, 2, and 3, and 3 entries in Class number 4.
Way back on the side. Well, this is an 1,100-pound calf here that certainly got a lot of quality. I think long-fronted, big-topped, good-looking steer here that certainly still looks like he could grow and get bigger and is in that kind of maturity stage where he definitely looks like he's still growing. A calf that's big-boned and square. I like a lot of things he brings to the table. Good job to you. We'll talk more about him in a little bit.
First place out of Class number 1, congratulations to Clara Whitman, Maple 4H.
Addison here has a 1,300-pound steer that's going to be a single entry. As you can see him going around here, his best attribute, he's pretty sound structured. He gets around and travels pretty good. Good-footed calf. He's got some body in him. Starting to fill in with some finish over his 12th and 13th there. A steer that we won't say is probably the thickest or most powerful one we've seen all day, but he's just a good fundamental calf. Good job to you. Really solid.
Results out of Class number 2, first place, and congratulations to Addison Weinrich, Mustang, FFA. We have a single entry in Class number 3. Class 4, check in and be standing by.
Okay, well, we're into another single entry here in the 14s. I believe we've got one more class after this, you told me, but we're up there in the fighting weights, as they would say. And this is a good steer. I just talked about that last calf in motion. This is a steer that I like a lot in motion as well. He's very sound. He holds his top line dead level there when he goes. And then I bring that up because when he moves like that and then is packing as much just real dimension, rib, and stoutness that he has, that's a pretty good steer there. And certainly I'll look forward to seeing this calf as I work the ring in a few weeks, all clipped up. But I think he's got a lot of presence to him. He's very dense and very bulky in his kind. A good old market steer there. Congratulations to you.
The results out of class number 3. Congratulations. In first place, Madison Shout, Piedmont 4H. We're now ready for our final class in the crossbred, looking for 3 exhibitors in class 4.
Okay, well, this is how we're going to line these up here from head to tail. This young man in the blue here, he's a sharp-looking cowboy. He's got a good steer here, all right? And, this steer is some of the attributes I like. I like that he's long-fronted, and I like how big-topped and wide constructed he is all the way back. He's a big steer. I think, what'd you tell me, 1530? Hey, that's I like big cattle. I love them big, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like his length of side. Now, at this weight, I would like to start to see him just a little chubbier looking, and finished. I don't think we want 15, 150 pounders that look trim still and maybe even need a little more softness to him. That calf could have a touch more finish yet at this weight, but man, I love this view. He's broad-chested, he's big and round-ribbed and big square-hipped. He's got a lot of look up front there. That's a big statured steer that's still got a lot of good to him, okay? Good calf. Congratulations, buddy. I like him a lot, too. A lot of muscle. As I mentioned there, he gets just a little wide stepping right there when he goes, maybe, but that's minor details. This pair is what I was looking at here. This steer, to me, needs a shade more finish on him as well, but I like his length up front. I like his balance. I like the extra muscularity he has to him. He's a sharper, nicer balance kind of a calf. I wanted to change his feet a little bit, and I'd like to see him a little further along in his finish as well. Then we got a big bone, deep-sided calf here. I appreciate that. He's a little further along. Gets a little plain, maybe drops off there behind his shoulder. I'd like to see him a little wider and more muscular when I get in behind him. Those are very different kinds, though. So good job to you all. It was fun to visit with you. Don't forget to get your homework done, all right, as we talked about there. Congratulations.
Result out of class number 4 in first place. Congratulations to Jace Bowe, Union City, FFA. In second place, congratulations to Benjamin Sherry, Yukon, FFA. Third place, congratulations to Cadence Keller, Mustang, FFA. We'll now invite our class winners back into the arena for the selection of breed, champion, and reserve. Following that, we will do our pre-sale selection order.
All right. Well, in our crossbred division, I've enjoyed kind of talking and taking my time here. This is a good little afternoon for me. Anytime you get to sort steers and meet new young people. But 4 class winners. The one up front, he's a little lighter, but he's a good-looking, square-made, trim calf that's got a lot of shape and width to him as well there. Again, he's not as robust-bodied. Maybe it's not as far along as a few of these, but he's a good steer. The next one I talked is just solid everywhere. He's sound. He's adequate in his shape. He's adequate in his balance, and does a lot of things right. I don't know if he's overwhelming in this bunch, but he's certainly a good functional steer. This next steer is the unclipped one, but we talked about him too. I really like him from a movement standpoint. I always tell our judging teams, I like to get up here to the front 3/4 of these steers and look back from this perspective and look at their chest width, their spring to their midrib, and all the way back to their hip and pin. This steer is a very genuinely wide, muscular calf that's square from end to end. That's something that I like a lot in that view there. A calf that still, has got a good look here in the 1400s as well. So a good steer there. And then our big calf here, big long fronted, still almost a little more youthful looking calf at that weight. I appreciate that. I like his length of body and his look up front. A steer we talked about just maybe wanting to soften and make that mid-rib and fore-rib, everything a little bulkier there. But, man, to be at that weight and have that much to him, I mean, we're talking about a steer that's worth a lot of money right now, just from a commercial market standpoint. So great job to all of you. These are good cattle. I wish you all the best of luck. Obviously, there's different variations of clip jobs, and I wish you the best of luck of holding your hair for another 3 to 4 weeks if you're going to the city, because they're good steers, and I certainly want you all to succeed. I've talked enough. The champion steer is going to be this third-class winner here. Good job, young lady.
Your breed champion in the crossbred comes out of class number 3, Madison Shout, Piedmont 4H. The reserve breed champion and comes out of class number 4, Jace Bow, Union City, FFA. We'll invite Benjamin Sherry back into the arena for our pre-sale selection. Draw 3 out of class number 1, Clara Whitman, Maple 4H. Draw 4 out of class 2, Addison Weinrich. Draw 5 comes out of class number 4, Benjamin Sherry, Yukon, FFA. Draw 6, Cadence Keller, Mustang, FFA. We're going to invite our breed champions to begin lining up at the entry gate. We'll pause here briefly, get them all lined up correctly, and be ready for our Market Steer Grand Drive. The Grand and Reserve Grand Champion Market Steer buckles are sponsored by P&K Equipment. Grand Champion Market Steer banner is sponsored by the Hunt family. Reserve Grand Champion Breed and Reserve Breed Champion Market Steer banners are sponsored by Oklahoma Ag Credit of Chickasha. Your Bronze Champion Market Steer banner is sponsored by Banner Co-op. Attention in the barns, if you had a market steer, you need to make your way into the makeup area. All market steers make your way into the makeup area. Immediately following the sales selection, we will move right into our showmanship. For those individuals that are interested in showing in showmanship, we will have 3 divisions. The junior division will be youth in 3rd through 6th grade, intermediate will be youth in 7th through 9th grade, and senior will be in 10th through 12th grade. That will all take place immediately following our sales selection here today at the Steer Show. Exhibitors also, before you step foot into the arena, make sure you have your blue card with you. Make sure your blue card is with you when you walk into the arena.
can't find him.
Cutter Bow, would you please make your way to the makeup area? Cutter Bow, please come to the makeup area. Your mom is lost.
Your mom is.
We're now ready for the Grand Drive and Market Steers at this year's 2025 Canadian County Junior Livestock Show. Breed champion Angus Brooklyn Beans, Yukon FFA. Breed champion Charlotte Collins Cooper Miller 4H. Breed champion Chianina Emma Eisenhower El Reno FFA. Breed champion Hereford Cutter Bow. Maple 4H. Breed champion Shorthorn Maddox Shout Piedmont 4H. Breed champion AOB Kyler Pettigrew Miller 4H. Breed champion Crossbreed Madison Shout Piedmont 4H. Our reserve breed champions are invited into the arena. Please enter into the direction of the ring help. Reserve breed champions are now invited into the arena.
All right, well, we're here to the end of our steer lineup, and it's been a really nice show. Congratulations to each one of you all for making it back out here and feeding your calves well. Put your hands together for them. Great job. I don't have big comments, but today at lunch, I went and had lunch with Dr. Mark Johnson before I headed down here today, and we were talking about judging market steers here in this county, and he shared many stories of at the Yukon Ag chapter of Max there, of the workouts they held for judging teams, and waxed poetically about that. I remember when I was young and started judging and went to school in Kansas, coming down here to the ag chapters in this part of Oklahoma and thinking, wow, the quality of livestock that you got to see. And it was really eye-opening for me. And so it's been an honor to not only come here and judge, but also work out on several of your livestock with the teams at OSU and other places. And so tremendous honor for me to come and evaluate your steers. I really appreciate that. There was a lot of us young people that really valued from seeing that livestock and the workouts. And so that was just some stories that we shared today and talked about it. You all know the amount of great livestock people right here, but also families. And I think it's great to see the community effort, the ag teachers, the families, all that coming together here at your county show. There's good steers down through here. I don't need to make a lot of comments, but we're going to go 15 deep here. And as we see them, we saw a nice practical Angus, a lighter weight, neat looking Charlet there, a big, stout, good carcass key steer there. There were 3 really nice Herefords in that lineup, a real neat looking one, a Shorthorn here that's well finished and thick that won that division. And then we get back here to this yellow steer, a good looking striking steer that's really well presented in this lineup, and then a crossbred steer that's thick and chunky and wide and athletic in his kind. So that really is the way I see some of these. We'll start pulling them out here, but my compliments to you. I wish you the best of luck as you go on the next few weeks. Keep working with your calves, and good luck at the city. Good luck in the premium auction. Thank you all for having me. Let's congratulate these people. We'll line up your sale order.
Your 2025 Grand Champion Market Steer at the Canadian County Junior Livestock Show. Congratulations to Madison Shout from Piedmont 4-H. Reserve Grand Champion comes out of AOB. Congratulations to Kyle Pettigrew Miller 4-H. Your bronze champion out of the Crossbreed. Congratulations to Jace Bowe, Union City FFA. Draw 4 from the Chianina, Emma Eisenhower, El Reno FFA. Draw 5 from the Hereford. Congratulations to Cutter Bowe, Maple 4-H. Exhibitors, as you come into the arena for sale selection, make sure you have your blue card with you. Draw 6 from the Shorthorn. Congratulations to Maddox Shout, Piedmont 4-H. Draw 7 from the Crossbreed. Carol Whitman, Maple 4-H. Draw 8 from AOB. Congratulations to Tatum Howard, Mustang FFA. Draw 9 from Chianina, Carson Young, 4-H Tough Riders. Draw 10 out of AOB. Congratulations to Kenley Martinez, Mustang FFA. Draw 11 from Hereford. Congratulations to Mason Shout, Piedmont 4-H. Draw 12 from Hereford. Congratulations to Caitlin Patterson, Mustang FFA. Draw 13 from Crossbreed. Congratulations to Addison Weinrich, Mustang FFA. Draw 14 from the Charlet. Congratulations to Collins Cooper, Miller 4H. Draw 15 comes from ARB. Congratulations to Allie Lovelace, Mustang FFA. We'll now continue selecting our alternates. Our first alternate comes from the Shorthorn, Kit Pettigrew, Miller 4H. Our second alternate comes from the Angus, Brooklyn Beams, Yukon FFA. Our third alternate comes from the Charlet, Kinsey Woods, Mustang FFA. Our fourth alternate comes from the Crossbreed, Benjamin Sherry, Yukon FFA. Our fifth alternate also comes from the Crossbreed, Cadence Keller, Mustang FFA. Our sixth alternate comes from the Shorthorn, Hudson Cooper, Maple 4H. Our seventh alternate comes out of AOB, Blakely Beams, Miller 4H. Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our Market Steer show. Please put your hands together for all of these exhibitors and their hard work. We'll let our exhibitors reset here for just a second. We're going to move right into our showmanship in our junior division, youth in 3rd through 6th grade. Immediately following the junior division will be intermediate, 7th through 9th grade, and then senior, 10th through 12th grade. The Junior Division Award is sponsored by Daryl and Diane Bowe of Yukon. This year, for your Showmanship Award, you'll be receiving a tall director's chair recognizing your accomplishments.
She should have been before. She should have been.
We're now ready for junior showmanship. We invite those exhibitors to make their way to the entry gate. All junior exhibitors for showmanship, make your way to the entry gate. And also intermediate, please be standing by in the makeup area, as well as senior. Junior exhibitors are entering the arena for showmanship. If you would like to show in showmanship, this is your final call. Intermediate exhibitors, you may line up at the entry gate at this time.
All right. Well, I remember we've had just a short number of showmen. I think we had 80 calves, but maybe only 40 showmen. So I've seen both these two young people in here several times. I appreciate their sharp dress. They're well put together. They look very professional. My compliments to both of them here. I enjoyed visiting with you both here today. You've done an excellent job. Just a few little things, but how they did them, but they're minor stuff. But we're going to use the young lady for champion up here in the front. She's just a little quicker to get her calf set up, but she did a great job too. Congratulations to both of you. Good job, bud. I wish you luck with your Hereford here.
Your junior showmanship champion, put your hands together for Kelby Worthington from Banner 4-H.
Lead us off here.
Intermediate showmanship is entering the arena at this time. If you would like to show an intermediate showmanship, this will be your final call. Seniors begin lining up at the entry gate.
Okay, well, here in our intermediate division, there are several ways that one could go. A tremendous group of young showmen here. Just kind of highlight, if you look down these, all of them, they're really professional in the way they kind of hold themselves. Their mechanics of showmanship are all very similar. I think they do a lot of things the same way. They get out in front of the nose of the calf. They really work on getting it set up. They try their hardest. There's was a person that maybe stood out every time they came in. They were trying their best to get the most out of their calf. Maybe didn't always have the easiest ones to put together, but they were hustling hard every single time. And so, that's the way I see it. It's very, very close down here. I believe we're just picking a champion, because it might even get harder after that. But I've enjoyed it to see great showmen. I'm electing to use the champion as this young lady in the pink right up here.
Your intermediate showmanship champion, put your hands together for Ella Danielson with Mustang FFA. Senior exhibitors are lined up. You may enter the arena at the direction of the ring help. This will be the final call if you want to show in senior showmanship. The intermediate director's chair was sponsored by American Farmers and Ranchers Mutual Insurance Company. For the senior division, the director's chair is sponsored by Interbank of El Reno.
All right. Well, it's great to see a big group of seniors out here competing and working hard. We got a lot of really excellent showmen all the way down here, people that are certainly enjoying it. I had fun visiting with some of these gals up here in the front. We talked about things like homework, a little everything. what their day looked like. Really enjoyed that, getting to know some of these young people. These folks back here in this corner got a little unlucky where y'all ended up. Young man's Brangus heifer's ready to head back to tie-outs, I can tell there. But it's not your fault or anything like that. But these young ladies right here, them four, and this they're all doing a great job and have great mechanics and how they get their calves set up. Just a couple little things. People shown all day, and there's again another person that stood out in my mind of somebody that was really just wanting to be here, wanting to work hard, really tried their best, and we're doing it in a very subtle and in professional manner. And so those are little things. I think several of you all are excellent showmen. It's just my opinion today. So congratulations to y'all. Put your hands together. Yeah, there we go. Nice round of applause for them all. I'm going to use this young lady in the paisley shirt right here to be our champion in this division. Good job to you.
Your senior showmanship champion. Congratulations to Rylan Fleener, El Reno, FFA. That does conclude tonight's events, but the game is not over. We'll invite you to join us on Friday evening directly behind me in the expo at 5:15, where we'll conduct our Canadian County Junior Livestock Show Sale of Champions. Doors open at 5:15. Everybody is welcome. For now, enjoy your evening. Safe travels. We will see you Friday evening at the Sale of Champions. There will be 105 youth on stage for sale looking for your support.